Hi guys, and welcome to C++ tutorial of DataConnector. Let me show you guys how this works. We have the navigator here, so we can navigate with that, and we can go to the last record or the first record, and we can even click on the plus sign or get rid of data if you want. Okay, there, and add another data. So if I come in here now, let's assume we want to add, let's say that is the student ID, and in here the name happens to be, let's say, Grace, and surname is maybe Stanmore, and the address, let's call that Carlton Hill, and that she's female, and mobile number, there we go, there. So all they need to do is check that out. Our details is already there on the system. Okay, and you can then just scroll or go to the last record, and that's our record, and check out your database. Inside your database we should be able to see our details in there. Double click on that and open up the table, and our name, Grace, should be there somewhere. There we go, Grace Stanmore, right there. Okay, so I'm going to close that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you guys straight into C++ builder, and we put one of these together. So let's do that now, guys. Hi, and welcome to DataConnector tutorial to be developed in C++ builder. I'm going to start by clicking on create new window VCL application, and right there I'm going to save the file right away. So let's get that out of the way. File, save. And I'm going to save the file straight into this my folder there. Let's give it a name. Just call it connector DB. Click on save. There we go, and I'll also save the project as connector DBs with an S, and click on save. There, all saved. Now the size of my form, I'm going to change the size of the form. Let's first of all start with the height. I'll make that about 614, and the width, I'm going to make that about 875. There we go, all done. Now I'm going to come in here. You see the palette, I'll just type in CP. That will give me a panel, so just drag that there, and that very panel I'm going to change the text content on it to connector DB. So let's come into caption, so data connector. There we go. And now let's change the font of that to something readable font. Come right here, and let's go for maybe 48. There we go. I think I'll make it bold, 48 bold. There. I'll grab more of this panel and just draw one here, there, and another one right underneath here. Yeah, that will do. That's right. I might as well copy this, Control C, copy and paste, and that is going to be underneath here. That's good. Then one on the side, Control C and paste. This will be right here. I will just drag it right down. something that much. So I'm going to select the 3 panel and get rid of the text content on them. Let's go straight to caption right here and get rid of that. There we go, gone. Now with the development of the interface, I'm going to need label. So let's say T label, grab a T label and just draw it right here. Okay, so I will also grab TDBA, that is a database text editor. Right, so I'm going to change the size of those two, or let's add a font. Let's increase this font size of both components. Come right here and just let's see, font. I'm going to make that readable, maybe about 36 or something, regular. Okay, that's fine. Okay, looking good. I should have changed that as well. I think that might be too much. I'm going to change it to something a little bit smaller. Come right here and 24. All right, 24 looks manageable. So let's copy both. Copy, paste. We have 2. Copy and paste. We have 4. Yeah. Now we just need maybe about 2 more. In total that will be 6. Copy and paste. There we go. We have 6. All right. That's not too bad. I may have to increase the size of this, maybe pull it down a little bit so that we have enough room for everything. Okay, now here I'm going to add TDB grill. There we go. And just draw the grill here. There we go. And here I need a navigator here. Bring this down and we look for TDB nav. There we go. That's it right there. Bring it down. Right, but it's in horizontal format. I would like to change it to vertical. So let's come into kind. Look at it right there. Kind, and just change that to vertical. Right, that is fine. Okay, let's just reduce it how we want. That's nice. Now bring it down. Okay, that's it. So my interface is kind of like almost ready. So if I run it now, click on save, run. It's not looking that brilliant, but at least we're almost there. Just still working on it. There we go. That's how it's looking now. Not too bad. Okay, now let me give all of these. Let's enter some names in there. This label, I'm going to change that to student ID. Student ID. And this very text editor here, the variable name will be, let's just say student ID. Right. I'm going to call it DBE student ID. Okay, that's fine. There we go. That's the name. And the text content on it as text, we can just get rid of that. Alright, let's just continue with the others. And this one is going to be first name. So let's come into the name. Let's come in here. There. Alright, let's see. Okay, I gave that a name. Okay, that's alright. Okay, now the next one here, that's going to be surname. So let's come right here and change that to source name. And here the variable name DBE source name, and so on, guys. I'm going to have to speed that up and get back to you guys shortly. That is it, all done. But you see this gender, I want to use a combo box there. So let's say TDB, I believe it's combo box. Yeah, there we go. Just draw that here. And let's increase the font size as well. First of all, let's change this one to DBC gender. And the font, now come right down here, make that 24 as well. There. Okay, that's looking good. So all of that is done now. So the next thing I want to do now is to add my database to the system. And let me show you guys the database I intend to use. Just go in there, double click on that. That is the database coming up in asset. Open up that, and that is it. It's called training. I already have some data in there, so I'm going to close that. But first and first, let's copy this database and paste that right inside my project area. So let's open another Explorer and come right here. I should be able to see my, oh no, it's right here, and project. There we go. Just dump it right there. Okay, that's my database in there. I'm going to select this database now. Right click up here and copy the address. There, it's copied. So I can minimize all of this. I don't need that anymore. But before I can make use of the address I copied, I need to get my data connector. So let's go for ADO connection there. So paste that right there. That is it. Okay. Then the other one that I need is going to be ADO table. There we go. We got the table. Drop that there. And finally, I'm going to need the data source. There we go. There. Now let's select the connector. ADO connection 1. So now let's come straight into the string connector here. Click on that and select this dot, the 3 dot, and right there select build. Right inside build, what we want to do is we need to come right here. You see where we have, I intend to use the Microsoft Office 16.0 Access Database Engine ODBL DB provider. So let's click on next, and I'm going to paste my address in there. And remember, the name of my database is called training. That is it right there. Okay, if you right click on it and the properties, you can see the full name of that very database. Okay, so if you want to copy it from there as well, you can copy it from here. So the name is training. So I'm going to right click and just copy that name. I'll just copy that, come right here inside my system there, backslash, and then paste training dot a, that will be dot accdb. Okay, that is the extension for the database. Alright, you see this admin, I'm going to get rid of that. And you see the blank password, get rid of that as well. Now finally, look at this text connection. Click on that. There we go, it's successful. Right, and click on OK. Now I'll go to the next tab here, advanced. Click on advanced. You see where we have read and write. Make sure that is checked and uncheck the one below. read and write should be checked so that you can read and write to it. Click on OK. There, that is that done, and click on OK. Now the next step is, let's scroll right down. Okay, scroll right down. You see where we have login prompt. I'm going to uncheck that. If it's not unchecked, your system will actually prompt you to enter the password. That is it. Done for the ADOConnection one. Now let's take care of ADOTable. Click on ADOTable. In the case of ADOTable, it's either you enter the address, or you see where we have connection, click on the connection and let's select ADOConnection 1. So that is officially linked to this. Now let's scroll right down, and here where we have table name, drop it down, select the table name. There, the table name is selected. And finally, scroll right up. You see where we have activate. You need to get that activated. Just make sure it's checked. That is it. All done. Now, the next step for this data connection or data connectivity is, see the data source. Click on the data source, and where it comes straight to the object inspector where we have data set. Click on the data set. We want to connect it to the table. There we go. That is officially connected to the table. Since all of those are done, you see every single component here, we now need to link them straight into the database. So this one is student ID. So let's scroll right down, come straight to the object inspector again, and where we have data source, click on the data source, drop it down. The connector is going to be data source 1. And the field we're looking for, drop that down and select student ID. There, see the first one is connected. The next one is the surname. Repeat the same thing. Data source, let's grab the data source, and the field is going to be first name. And the next one is surname. Data source, stop that, data source 1. And here that will be surname. Repeat the same thing for the next one and select the field name that is address. Okay, repeat the same thing for the next one here, gender. Grab the gender and come right down here, enter gender. And finally the mobile number. Come right down here. You're gonna get this warning, don't worry about it, just click on OK and get the data source, and that is mobile. There, the mobile number. And you see this data grill, all we then need to do is go straight to the data source here and link the grill to that. As soon as it's linked, all you see is all of the information on the database is displayed. Now, as you can see, we only have 2 columns displayed. So right click on it and go to column editor, and then select all field, add all field. Click on add all field. The first one is, let me select the student field. In the case of the student field, the width is 64. That is fine. Let's go to the first name. The first name is 1534. That is a bit too much. I'm going to change that to, let's go for 90. There. The surname now appears. Click on the surname, change that to 90 as well. There we go. Now the address, I'm going to make the address approximately 100, maybe 150. Very good. Gender now appears. As for gender, we can make that about maybe 90. And finally the mobile, that has appeared as well. We can just change that to 100. There we go. All that is sorted. Now the next thing we want to do is look at this navigator. We now need to link up the navigator as well. You see where we have data source? Click on that, select data source. That's all there is to it. I'm going to run it, guys. Oh, we're meant to close this very one, this editor here. So I'm going to close that. So let's run our program. Click on run. There we go, guys. So you can just navigate with this, and that is how you create your own data connector in C++. See, you can even add your own data to it. So if I click on this plus sign there, so let's make up a student ID and the name. What name shall we call it? Let's go for Freddy or Fred, something like that. And the other name, let's just say Freddy Ayo. And address, I'm going to say it's number 90 Lagos Road. Oshodi. The gender, in the case of the gender, because I need to add gender to that, so I'm going to make that up. There, let's just type in that. And here, the mobile number. There, that is that done. So if we click on navigate now and click on the last record, we should be able to see Freddy in there. And if I come here into my database here, double click on that, we should be able to see Freddy's details in there. Enable that, come right here. Freddy, look at it. Freddy's details is already on the system. Okay, close that. Finally, what is just left for us to do is, I'm going to exit out. I want to add. Let's click on the form. First of all, we need to grab this name here. And the name is going to be, let's see. Okay, that's the name. Grab that. Click on the form itself. There we go, right in here. I'm going to enter as follows. Pointer, items, pointer, add as follows. So the first, I'm going to go for female. There. And copy the next one and just paste that underneath here. And change this to male. That's it. Okay. Now make sure that is saved. Let's run it one more time. There we go, guys. So if I click on add new record, there, I can just select whatever I want. Let's enter details in there, and the name, let's say, is Dio Mary Allen. An address, number 1, Gostown. A mobile number, there. And that is it. So if we come in here now, if we go to the last record, that should be, we should have Dio Mary Allen right there. Okay. And if we go to my database, double click on the database again, we should be able to see that very record of Dio Mary Allen. There we go, that's Dio Mary Allen, 1 Gostown. So close that and minimize this. There, guys, and that is how you actually create your own data connecting or connector in C++. So with that, guys, I'm gonna call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoy it, and you all have a nice day now, and bye for now.